So we calculate our variance. A variance is a very popular measure. It's used a lot in finance and marketing to measure, what is the risk of a stock, how much our product orders will vary, things like that. Now, a variance is a square of all these things, but the more typical practical application is the standard deviation, which is the square root of the variance. So let's type this down: standard deviation. Okay, also called ST. So this is equal to the square root SQRT of the variance. So here's the square root. Now the square root is in the same um, dollar figure as the cost per order. So this makes it easier to interpret. Okay, so it's the standard deviation in this case is $29,842.83. So let's make this two decimal places. So that's the standard deviation and the variance. Now, it's important to note that this standard deviance and variance are for a sample. Okay, let's say if this company had placed, 1,000 orders in a year, and it's been in business for the whole year, for just 1 year. So then the standard deviation of the population would be a calculation for all 1,000 orders. Now we're only doing this on 97 orders, and we're going to make predictions based on on this about how much the next few orders are going to vary. So in this case, this is called a sample. Okay, so it's not all like the thousands of orders that this company has placed. It's only these 97 orders. So in this case, if we can use Excel's built-in function to calculate the variance and standard deviation. Okay, so in this case, we're going to use Excel's formula VAR, and then you'll see two pop up: var.p and var.s. So var.p is the variance of the population. So if we had all the thousands of orders that this company had placed, we would use the var.p. But since we only have these 97 orders, we're going to use the var.s. Okay, and select the list of cost per orders from the first order to the last order, not including the label. And so we get a number that's very close to the variance that we calculated. Okay, similarly, standard deviation, we use stdev, and you'll see .p and .s. So again, .p is for the population. If we had all the thousands of orders this company has placed, we'd use .p, but since we're only doing this with only 97 orders, we'd use the standard deviation .s. So again, we select just these cost per orders from the last number to the first order, and we get the number very close here. Okay, so the important thing here, the calculation we did was we divided by the count of orders, the number of orders. Instead of 94 orders, we divided by 93 orders. So this is the formula for a sample. So since it's just a sample, the actual variance of the population might be larger. So which is why we use a smaller number in the denominator to get a larger variance. If we were actually had the whole sample, all the thousands of orders, we wouldn't do the -1 in the denominator. We just divide by the number of orders. So if you had like the 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 orders that this company has placed, we divide it by that number. We won't need the -1.